Hello, everyone. We're back. Hey, I got a message, an email from ICU, and she thought nobody could see her. Did y'all see ICU in the last show? Sometimes, the comments run fast, so sometimes I miss someone. She's certainly not blocked or anything. Let's see who's here. Blue Eyes, welcome. Matrix, there's our girl Cat, Just Me, Fruit Loop, DT Driver, Holly Beans, Deb, Julie. How you doing, Julie? If I missed somebody, I apologize. Just Me says I'm back, just like the Terminator. There's Pat. How you doing, Pat? Ruby's back. Ruby's back. That's awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Hello again. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Jennifer, hello. So glad y'all made it. I really am. There's Amber. Love the introduction. Funny. The very first comment after the last show we just did, the summer show, was, why is your introduction so loud and long? I'm going to address that tomorrow. She's going to like my answer too. Gaelic girl, hello. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Bonnie. Deborah, how's it going? How is it going? I hope everyone's having a good afternoon. Blonderella, hello, my friend. So I don't know who all's going to get hit by this ice. I was hoping that it was going to miss us. It looks like it's pretty real. It's going to happen. So tomorrow morning, if I don't have power, I'm charging up my battery packs and stuff like that right now for my phone. I can heat myself in my car if I need to. Might be live out from my car. I'll do it like Don B style, if you know what I mean. If we lose power. If not, Dorothy here from Colorado. Got some new names in here. Hit that sub button. Cat, no one hates the intro. Haters gonna hate. They're jealous of you, Cat. They should be, especially after that video that we just showed earlier. We've got a couple people in here from Colorado. All righty. Be hilarious if you guys knew each other. Kevin B is backstage. Going to bring him up. The Swans man just left. Sarah, love Don B. I do too. I really enjoy his stuff. I think he's funny, personally. I like the stuff he says. Bring up Kevin B now that he got done unloading the Swans man. Deborah, I love the intro too. You can't not like the intro. Cat made it. Hello, Kevin. What did you get from Swans?
I got chicken lo mein. Very, very good. If you ever get a chance, try it. It is awesome, especially if you have some Kikkoman teriyaki marinade or the teriyaki sauce instead of soy sauce. It is absolutely incredible, in my opinion.
Yep.
And as far as that intro,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And taking a long time in our intro. Let me tell you something. Whoever commented that, we have friends. We have people that care. We care about people. We care about our chat. We care about our members. We care about our Discord. And we will welcome them people in every day, because if it wasn't for that, we'd be talking to the damn thin air. And I appreciate everybody that is in the Crime Lines and Lies family, and we'll take it however long we want to introduce and do an intro. That's all I must say about that.
And the intro that Cat made is awesome. It's not about Cat. Somebody's just trying to pick at me, and that's okay. What I'll do, I'll double down when Cat has time. I'm like, hey, can you make like a 45-minute intro?
Yep. Because that intro is awesome, in my opinion.
Yep. Sarah just said, now that's a rant, Kevin. Kevin's on a roll today.
Yeah. But too bad it's going to be heartbreaking here in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to keep it as light as possible. You know how we do in this hood. Going to talk about some comments from the last show about harmony. Let me see.
Oh, and before we get rolling, I just was eating graham crackers with homemade cream cheese frosting on them. Oh, my.
It is lunchtime crime time. What is everybody doing for lunch today?
I had graham crackers and frosting.
It's not a very healthy lunch, Kevin.
I know.
We'll have to talk to
Oh,
Dr. Clark about your diet later.
Well, I'll be like Doc Holly. I beg to differ.
I beg to differ. And we'll talk to Dr. Clark about your diet.
Yep.
So here was a comment from the last show we did about Harmony, which was Friday afternoon, I believe. Even if all these people believed Harmony was with her biological mother, why, she puts this in all capitals, would that mean absolutely no contact with Harmony? Well, it wouldn't. I had custody of my stepdaughter since she was 6 years old. And even when she had a rare weekend visit with her bio mom, I called her every day that she wasn't with me. Even my parents checked in to see how her visit went. The adults in Harmony's life are soulless. Soulless. Brings me back to Grand Myth that you only care about Kayla's biological children, that you never thought to check up on Harmony. Please don't tell me, Grand Myth, you did. Because we know you didn't.
Yeah,
and
it's
I know
obvious.
People in here that are new to the case, so I'm going to give a little recap after I go through the comments. I'm sorry, Kevin. Go ahead, my friend.
No, it's obvious she cares more for her other grandchildren than she did Harmony. She proved that point clear.
Yeah. Then we have from 80s Girl. I don't like to use, YouTube, like YouTube users' names on here, but sometimes I just have to because I love that 80s Girl. Good point. No matter what was happening in the parents' lives, the children still should be first priority. The bio mom has red flags too. Hell, aunts, uncles, grandparents all failed this baby girl. Not buying, both families didn't know. Nope.
Yeah.
And that comes to what we were talking about. Super proud. Hardest thing you can ever do. Anyone that's been through recovery, stayed in recovery, keeping yourself in check one day at a time. My hat's off to you. Many people have been down that road and they've come back. What they didn't do was leave their children in the dust. I'll let you take this, Kevin, because this is where this comment's going.
Yeah. Okay. Me, myself, there's a lot of people that know I've talked about this. I'm a recovering, drug addict. I always will be one, no matter how many years I stay clean. I will always be a drug addict and I will have drug addict tendencies. But here's the catch. It is possible to make your life 100,000 times percent better if you just work at it. And the biggest thing is to be honest with yourself. Is it easy? Hell no. Is life easy? Hell no. I am just so thankful that, I've been down that road as far as addiction, and I'm raising my grandkids now, which is something, if I would have thought back, I would have never even thought was possible. And their mom could give a damn less. She's lost custody. My son has custody of his kids. She is no longer in the picture. And in my honest opinion, that is exactly what I want. I don't need that dirt bag around, the kids. She doesn't care anyway. So, yes, it is It is very, very possible, to get through your addiction, work your program, whatever you're doing, and turn your life around and become a grandparent or a parent, a real one. And like I said, I'm going to end it with this. Like I said, it is not easy whatsoever. There are daily struggles, period, but it can be done. And there's lots of people that are proving that. It's just a lot of work, and you got to be willing to put the work in.
A lot of work. So some people were upset with me. They're like, give Crystal a break, give Crystal a break. Okay, I'm very proud of what she's doing in her recovery. What I'm saying is when we're adults and we run into a problem, and a huge one like addiction, we don't get to drop everything, i.e., our children, and say, well, let me work on myself and I'll come back to that. I know it's easier said than done. So when people say I'm going too hard at Crystal, here's the thing. I'm equal opportunity. I'm going after all of them. But Crystal triggers a lot of people.
Yes, she does. I've seen it in comments.
That's okay. Jen, NH here. Thanks for all your hard work. I really enjoy hearing you. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to put the link up in a little bit because I would like to get your take as a local, what you're hearing in your area. Deborah said, Kevin, as a daughter of an addict, I am so proud of you. We're all proud of Kevin.
Thank you. That means so much to me. Seriously. That's more than any money. That comment right there, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Seriously.
Amber just presented me with a challenge. I love Amber. I don't think you went hard enough on Crystal, just my opinion.
Oh,
Her ass is about to get it.
yeah. Her ass is in the frying pan.
Nisa's in here. Hey, Nisa, I answered your email, but now I've answered my own question. So I'll send you the Discord link in a second. All right, on to the next comment. Can the stepmom actually get immunity for turning in information? It's impossible that every adult didn't know. Man, I love your comments. I think it would have been longer if Harmony wasn't something to start school. 2 years, nobody cared. Okay. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I think she's saying if Harmony wasn't about to start school, or maybe she's saying, I think it would have been longer if Harmony wasn't. I think it would have been longer if Harmony wasn't about to start school. Anyway, back to this. Can the stepmom actually get immunity for turning in information? Immunity for welfare fraud. So let's talk about that. I've been doing some research on this. It's extremely common, believe it or not. Lots of people, lots. Some of it is out of ignorance. Some are being nefarious. They don't think, they got a lot of stuff going on in their own life and they don't think, ooh, I got to do this. They don't report changes in their household. Okay. There's not enough room in the jails to put people in there because they didn't report a change in their household and they received an extra $75 or they received an extra $150. You see where I'm going with this? So with Kayla, they're holding her on a cash bail, which means someone's got to come up with the moolah. It's not a 10% deal anymore. It's very common, okay? We wouldn't have enough room, from what I'm gathering, to jail everybody. Kayla's in the pokey, and they're keeping her there with a very high bond. Not bond, bail. It's a lot bigger than $1,500. We're going to get more into that. Blonderella, it's not 10% anymore. A bond is. a bond is. This is a cash bail. So she's got to have all the money to get out. And old grandmath can't come up with it. And not to mention, as we discussed in the last show, the prosecutor is saying she's a flight risk because I'm going to quote him. She knows what we will find out. So she is staying there because she knows something and she's not telling it. I'm never here to change anyone's mind or force my opinion down your throat. But as a community, we talk about these things and we think it through. If she can get herself out of jail, which trust me, that's really bothering her right now. That's really weighing on her mind. She would. There's a reason she can't. So as far as the immunity, I don't think they really give a rat's ass about the 1,500. I think they care more about Harmony. That goes without saying. She's not telling them something because it seems like she might know. Dr. Clark, she knows, we know, she knows. You got that right. We got Kevin B back. Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Today is my record for phone calls coming in, and every time a phone call comes in, it kicks me StreamYard. So,
Whoa.
sorry. But
That's okay.
with what you just said, I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
There is something else. This isn't about a damn EBT card. This is a little more involved for sure.
Mm-hmm. And we only have a couple of updates today, but we're going to keep hammering and hammering and hammering at this because little Harmony deserves it. She deserves to be found, and for this to be it needs to be discussed. So, I have a few new people in here. So I'm just going to do a quick recap, and then we're going to get to our updates. Then I'm going to put the link up. We're going to discuss this. Bear with me. You can hear me clicking.
I can hear your coat sleeves.
Har. I don't have no coat on.
The urgent search to find a missing 7-year-old, last seen in New Hampshire 2 years ago.
Quite frankly, enough is enough. This is a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her. All right? Let's come together as a community and do the right thing.
Officials say Harmony Montgomery went missing in 2019, but it wasn't until last week when authorities learned about her disappearance. 2 years passing by, apparently with no one flagging law enforcement.
It's a question I've asked, all right, that hopefully at some point along this I get an answer to.
Manchester police confirming Harmony was in the child welfare system in both Massachusetts and New Hampshire before she was reported missing. It was New Hampshire's Division of Children, Youth, and Families that finally notified police about her disappearance. Investigators have spent hours searching this home, the last place Harmony was seen, even though the house now has new owners. Authorities say they've also interviewed several members of the 7-year-old's family, but won't say which ones.
We're 2 years behind the power curve, all right, in where Harmony should have been, all right, and who she should have been with.
Okay, I really like this chief. I really do. And I want to rewind a little bit to what he said. Rewind just a tad bit. We're 2 years behind the power curve. This discussion is actually going to carry over into tomorrow's show. It'll make more sense tomorrow because I was reading a bunch of stuff about when a child goes missing, usually, okay, unless it's like an abduction, like Elizabeth Smart, J.C. Dugard, like the very, 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 very rare ones, they're usually, I'm going to be kind here, deceased within an hour to 3. So now we have this chief, and you can tell he's extremely distraught, okay? And he says, we're 2 years behind. Imagine everything that's gone on in 2 years that they have to trace back. And this, and you're right, Harmony's a beautiful little girl.
Harmony should have been, all right, years behind the power curve, all right.
I missed it again.
7-year-old's family, but won't say which ones.
We're 2 years behind the power curve, all right, in where Harmony should have been, right, and who she should have been with. She's not with them.
Police are now dedicating.
Okay, and I missed this the first time I watched this video. He didn't say him, as in Adam, her father. He said them. I think they were already on to Kayla. And I am not saying Adam is not guilty, involved, made her disappear. Kayla knows something. Listen, he said them. Them. Them.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's very telling.
Help with the reward.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
Who she should have been with, she's not with them.
Police are now dedicating a tip line, asking the public for help with a reward of more than $12,000 being offered for information on her whereabouts.
People need to do the right thing. I don't think I'm asking a lot.
Police say they're staffing that tip line around the clock, and they've received about 24 tips so far.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanop.
Okay, I think since then they have like 300 tips. Because, I mean, this was weeks ago. So anyway, we have a 2-year gap since when anyone saw her. And I do like the chief. And, I mean, you can tell, I mean, to me, it just looks like, I mean, besides brokenhearted, he just looks pissed.
Yeah, I'm sure that man's not a happy camper. And, you know, he's right. There's 2 years of it, you know, back stuff they got to investigate. And, but I think it's very telling that they are looking in the backyard of the house. So that right there is alarming, horrific, but has to be done.
Yep. And to answer your question, Blonderella said CPS has a lot of explaining to do. We're going to get to that because they are. I mean, they're under investigation because this started in Massachusetts and carried over into New Hampshire. They're actually going to be changing laws fast. What's really sad is that laws change when something like this happens. I look at the case of Oakley Carlson in Washington, and she's been missing a long time. She went to foster care, and they want like a 5-point check system for when a child is returned from foster care to a parent. That would have worked in this case too, because then if CPS can't find the parents, because remember, they're not law enforcement. They can't just go knock on the door and say, hey, just thought we'd check in. Not that law enforcement can, but you get my drift. So it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Clark. Adam should have never gotten her. No, hell no, he shouldn't have. Him? He's disgusting. No. Yep. Absolutely sick. All right, so I'm going to load the next video while Kevin entertains you.
Yeah, you know, that was a great point. Adam shouldn't have had her in the first place. In my opinion, she'd still be here. That's how important that damn decision was. You know, it's just unbelievable. And we've talked about this so many times about when, you know, the higher up, the laws have got to get tougher and stricter. I know that, you know, this is life and people make mistakes and stuff, you know, at their jobs or the higher ups or whatever. But this is something that has got to be addressed. It does. I don't know the answers, seriously, all of them. All I know is, in my opinion, tougher laws and something has got to be done about these children.
Oh, you're exactly right. And it's like it's one child at a time. Something like this happens, and they're like, oh, and now we have a new law. Well, God damn it, you should have had the law before.
Amen. That's a fact.
And I know I threw out the GD word a couple of weeks ago. I really don't mean to. And a couple people came after me, and they were like, you should never use that word. Well, you know what? God's mad too. Blonderella, the father had a history of violence, abuse, and drug use. It blows my mind too. It blows my mind too. Yeah, with his record, and we talked about that. Was it the Friday show or the one before we did about Harmony? The judge was on his way to retire. He rushed through this. It's like, did nobody even write on a post-it note, hey, by the way, the dude's got a teardrop on his face and he just got out of jail for shooting someone. By the way, he's also a suspect in another murder in Lynn, Massachusetts.
Yeah, wasn't it? He shot somebody in the face.
Yeah. All right, so this is about, hang on one second. Massachusetts Chief Justice orders review in Harmony Montgomery case. Now, this is huge when the higher-ups get involved, okay? When two governors are talking, New Hampshire and Massachusetts. We read the letter from the governor in New Hampshire. Scathing, not going to lie. When the higher-ups get involved, cages get rattled, stuff gets done. It makes me so mad that it comes off the back of an abused child. I think there should be a game show that's called Give Me a Gavel for a Day. I don't want your car. I don't want your vacation. I don't want that. Give me a gavel for a day.
Boy, would that be awesome.
I know this group would get it done. All right, so let's see what they have to say.
The Supreme Judicial Court has ordered a review tonight of the Harmony Montgomery case. That 7-year-old was last seen late 2019 in New Hampshire, but was just reported missing in November. Now, before she went missing, a juvenile court judge in Lawrence awarded custody of Harmony to her father, a man that New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu described as a, quote, monstrous drug dealer. The court ordered the review after Governor Chris Sununu described as a, quote, monstrous drug dealer.
He is. And Adam is also a very, very violent person. I'm really tired in these cases of people coming out after the fact going, well, I saw this and I saw this, so I thought I would come out and tell everyone now. But you didn't say it then. And then they become like the heroes. They're talking to YouTubers and stuff, and you got people going, oh, wow, I'm so glad you told us. When I hear things like that, I just scream. I'm like, you want a cookie? What do you want? Why didn't you say something then? So you saw him punch her in the face. You saw the black eye. You saw her sitting in the corner to the point where she could barely stand up. And then you come out.
Yeah. And the only one asking questions about Harmony is her little toddler brother. Had more compassion than any of the adults that were surrounded her. Jameson is the one that spoke up.
You got that right. You got that right. And if parents did their job, we wouldn't need CPS. We wouldn't need them.
That's a great point.
We wouldn't.
Dealer. The court ordered the review after Governor Sununu sent a letter questioning why Harmony was placed in her father's care. The reward, by the way, for any information leading to Harmony is now at $144,000.
Now, that's a lot of money, $144,000. Will it make Kayla talk? Nope. Will it make Adam talk? Nope. They even said that they could get part of the money. They could qualify for part of the money if they tell them what they need to know. Neither are talking. And the money is going up and up and up and up. I'm waiting on grandmath.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on grandmath.
Jameson's the one that should get the money, in my opinion.
Oh, the reward money?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I mean, he sounded all the alarms, but the reward money is to lead to finding Harmony. Now,
Exactly.
the CPS suit that Crystal put out, if it's been filed yet, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to talk to Aaron. That money, I believe, should go to Jameson. I mean, absolutely crazy. All right, so Crystal was on the news again. I don't think she was talking so much, but she shared more pictures of Harmony. Thank you, Lisa. They better talk. Harmony deserves justice. Yep. Problem is, in these cases, people get really excited about reward funds. I don't. A lot of times, rewards are put up and they wind up just going back to the community. Not saying they're not important. I'm not saying that at all. Because the ones involved are complicit in some way, or they did it and they can't get the money. All right, so we have a review now in Massachusetts. That's a big deal. Not going to lie. That's a big deal. I don't know if Aaron knows about it because, like I said, I haven't got a chance to talk to her. Oop, I had myself muted. Hang on one second. Melissa says, yes, I agree. All monies need, they need to go to her brother. Yeah. Hello,
period.
Alice. Period.
We are getting a first look at new pictures of a missing Manchester girl, Harmony Montgomery. These were sent to us by Harmony's mother, Crystal Story, this morning. You can see the photos were taken when Harmony was younger. She's 7 years old now. The case of Harmony Montgomery is now prompting newly proposed legislation at the State House. The proposal is an interstate compact for dealing with the placement of children when they're crossing state lines for custody issues. The purpose is to provide a process and ongoing supervision to ensure that children are placed in safe and suitable homes when more than one state is involved. In Harmony's case, she was being looked after by Child Services in Massachusetts before being placed back with her father in New Hampshire.
Would have alerted the courts in Massachusetts to say, she's going to be going to Massachusetts. We need to notify DCYF that she is in New Hampshire so DCYF can do the home study. They can follow the child so she wouldn't have gotten lost in the cracks.
Senator Carson says this is a national compact above and beyond New Hampshire's existing compact with Massachusetts. The bill will go to the Senate floor next week.
Okay, that's going to pass with flying colors, but I did hear them say, I'm going to rewind it a little bit, it's national. So if you get custody of your child, say in Arkansas, and then you move to Oklahoma, an interstate compact, from what I'm gathering, means they have to alert Oklahoma, assign a caseworker and say, now you have to keep an eye.
Yep. In my opinion, that's a great start.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. But what irritates me to no end is these laws get passed when, look at the screen, when something happens to a beautiful little angel like Harmony. Didn't think about it before, did you? That, hey, maybe possibly people move to other states. Because we know you can't trust Adam. You know you can't trust Crystal. You know you can't trust Kayla. We know it. We're looking at it. It's not being judgmental. It's not even giving my opinion. It's a fact. So when they cross state lines, you have to have some kind of agreement that you can go, the child's going to be taken care of and checked on.
Yeah. That law should have been there anyway because it's a little too late for a ton of children.
Mm-hmm. Betty Joe, but it's always too late. Harmony's already missing. Yep. Why does it take cases like this to get it going? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like when something happens to a child, like little Harmony, And this rattled cages, man. This rattled him. 2 governors, this judge, he might be in trouble. I mean, it's reaching very high levels. I mean, it's going to the Senate next week. That's going to pass with flying colors.
I can tell you one thing, in my opinion, if I was that judge, I'd be beating myself up every day for making that damn decision.
Mm-hmm. 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 But yeah, I'm telling you. Like when I look at the Gabriel Fernandez case, which is way too much for me, and I can handle a lot, and all the legislation that went forward afterwards, and I'm like, but look what Gabriel went through. He really had to go through that for legislators to do their job. Everyone talks about the social workers. They're actually kind of limited on what they can do.
Brooks, I am so glad you just brought that point up. That is so true.
Continue, my friend. You muted yourself.
Oh yeah, I was kind of dumb, but yeah, what you just said, that is so, so true. You know, CP, they can only do what their law says they can do, right?
Yep,
Granted,
they're not law enforcement.
no, and humans make mistakes and there's flaws in human character, period. That's just life. But you are correct. The higher ups are the ones that need to start rattling cages like major time, big time.
Yep. And what it takes to rattle cages is getting hit in the pocket. They knew there was a major failure. They knew it. So the governor gets involved, like, hey, don't sue us. The other governor's like, hey, don't sue us. So they're going back and forth. They have to legislate something. They have to. And what Matrix just said is, I mean, it's kind of choking me up. Children can't vote. They have no voice. Children have no voice in this society. They have none. Harmony is going to save a lot of lives with this new legislation. Mark my words. She's going to save a lot of lives. But no, you're right, Matrix. Children don't have a voice. I'm going to play this again because this is very important.
We are getting a first look at new pictures of a missing Manchester girl, Harmony Montgomery. These were sent to us by Harmony's mother, Crystal Story, this morning. You can see the photos were taken when Harmony was younger. She's 7 years old now. The case of Harmony Montgomery is now prompting newly proposed legislation at the State House. The proposal is an interstate compact for dealing with the placement of children when they're crossing state lines for custody issues. The purpose is to provide a process and ongoing supervision to ensure that children are placed in safe and suitable homes when more than one state is involved. In Harmony's case, she was being looked after by child services in Massachusetts before being placed back with her father in New Hampshire.
Would have alerted the courts in Massachusetts to say, she's going to be going to Massachusetts. We need to notify DCYF that she is in New Hampshire so DCYF can do the home study. They can follow the child so she wouldn't have gotten lost in the cracks.
Senator Carson says this is a national compact above and beyond New Hampshire's existing compact with Massachusetts. The bill will go to the Senate floor next week and then on to the House.
All right. So, before they got into the new legislation, which is great, Crystal had shared pictures of Harmony. Crystal, how does it feel that your failure as a mother has led to new legislation? Think about it, Crystal. How does it feel that everyone is sitting here heartbroken that Harmony, a child we never knew existed, have never met, are heartbroken talking about this? There is new legislation. You're suing CPS for money. You want money. They were already going to change the laws, Crystal. They didn't need you to sue CPS. How does that feel, Crystal? Because we know Adam and Kayla don't give a shit.
I was just getting ready to say that they could care less about right now about laws. What they're doing is they're trying to look for a way to save their ass. They could care less about the damn laws.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like
And
Shannon
you
said,
know
a
something
lot of
else?
people let this child down. They did. But the number one responsible for the child, unless they're dead, are the parents.
And you know another thing I just thought of it, and this is my opinion. It takes a good social worker to recognize abuse and neglect, because a social worker can show up at a house, it's all clean. They can act squeaky clean. The kid, a little baby, they're not going to come right out and just start unloading about what's happening to them. So the social workers need to be trained to notice that kind of stuff when everything looks good.
Yeah, I agree. And most
Did
are.
that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And most are. They're
Yep.
kind of, it's like Aaron has explained what their actual capabilities are. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
all they can do is suggest. They can't arrest. You know, I wish they could. Blue Eyes, the judge failed Harmony, her mother, and her. Oh yeah, the judge is another failure in this. Should have never been in front of a judge. In my opinion, should have never been in front of a judge. But we can't expect every parent to be the model citizen. We see it in every case.
That's a fact.
She don't deserve a dime. Nope, she doesn't. Deb wants to tell us hi. Hello, Deb.
Hey.
What are you thinking about these new updates?
Hello.
Hey, Deb.
Hey, Kevin. I love your avatar. So yeah, no. What I have to say is, it's sad that it took Harmony missing for 2 years for them to pass a law, and for all the other children that had to pay for it in the past. Like, I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Like, Harmony is going to save people from now on, but what about all the other kids, like Oakley and Summer, for example?
Well, yeah, exactly. And like Oakley, it took her going missing, coming from foster care, going back to her parents, what winners they are, to do Oakley's law. It's like Evelyn Boswell in East Tennessee, Sullivan County. Her mother didn't report her missing. Her grandfather did. And so now we have Evelyn's law. Like, if your child goes missing, you have to report it. There's no gonna go look for yourself and do your own police work, because we know how that works out.
That's right. And also, I have like over 20-year-olds, and if I message them and they don't message me back within 5 minutes, I imagine them in a ditch. So you can't, I mean, I couldn't go 2 minutes without seeing my kids or hearing from them. Never mind 2 years. That's crazy. This is craziness. None of us are perfect parents. I know I wasn't.
No, and that goes without saying. No one is perfect. So when we're talking about addiction and stuff like that, hey, no one cares if you go home and have a glass of wine or a bottle of wine. No one cares. We're not talking about that. And we're not even saying addiction makes you homicidal or makes you abusive. There's a lot of parallels. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you for that point. Because, yeah, we are absolutely not saying that if you do drugs, you're going to kill your kids. No, not at all. In fact, if you look at the stats, I would say most drug addicts care about their kids and feel guilty about mistreating them and not killing them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, Kevin. You hit the nail on the head right there. That's a fact.
Julie, 2 years. I can't go even one day not texting my kids and knowing they are okay. And my youngest is 28. I know the feeling, and my sons are adults and they're like the worst at texting me back. And I'm like, okay, look, I texted you at 8:33 a.m. It's now 7:32 p.m. Oh, sorry, Mom, I got busy. Okay, at least I heard from you. Holly Beans. Deb, my girl, we love you and your kiddos are lucky to have you. Exactly. And I love what Holly just said, because we need to celebrate the good parents.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, like I said, none of us are perfect. I've lost my child in a department store and gone crazy, panicking, looking for them in a long time ago because they're older now. But I mean, everybody's been there. We're not perfect. We don't have our eyes on them all the time. Unfortunately, we don't have eyes all the way around our head. But 2 years makes no sense to me. And now Harmony's Law is going to come out and save all the ones in the future. But what about all the ones in the past?
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a shame. She's so beautiful. This beautiful little girl could have gone with her brother to these wonderful dads and been cared for like she deserved.
That would have been the only thing that could have saved her. And I still don't think that Adam was all about reconnecting and reunifying. He wanted the money.
That's
I mean,
right.
hell, when they found him, not when they found them, when they found him, he was living in a car with another girl. But they were reported they were living in a car. 3 kids, Adam and Kayla. I mean,
Nice.
that's just, I mean, that's insane.
Insane, yeah. How can you get Social Security if you don't have an address? Like if you're living in your car?
I looked at that. It's actually really easy.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to have a physical address. Nope.
That's
Nope.
so sad. And Holly Beans, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Yep. Well, we're going to look at grand meth again, guys. I know I've drugged grand meth a lot. So while I'm loading this video, we're going to do a music break, okay? Bear with me.
Yep. Dance it out, guys. That was great.
That dude's very talented. Man,
Yes.
and I like instrumentals sometimes.
I like blues, and that sounded bluesy.
Very bluesy. Well, guess what else is bluesy?
Yeah.
We got grand meth coming back. Now, guys, every time I watch this video and we all watch it together, you know what I'm talking about. Something else pops out. I'm telling you, grand meth can get that 144K. But it seems like we have another Grandis Candace situation where she won't blow Kayla in. Some people say it's because she was in on the welfare fraud. 144K is going to pay off that 1,500 or that 5,000 cash bail. I think Grand Meth knows more. So here we go. And we got Kevin B back. Hello, Kevin. Are you ready to talk about Grand Meth again?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you something. I have had 6 phone calls already today. And every time it happens, you know what happens. I get kicked out of StreamYard. And I am so sorry if this, but there's nothing I can do about. What I need to do is get a laptop so I don't have to do this on my phone.
Well, we'll get you a laptop, buddy.
I will.
We'll get you a laptop.
Today did it for me. I'm done with this. These damn, the phone calls in the middle. I just apologize and let's let the show roll on.
It's okay. It happens.
Don't worry about it, Kevin. Yeah, I'm on my phone too. I need to get a laptop.
So I missed a lot.
We'll get you a laptop. Right there. There's the first payment. Jared, thank you for the $5 super chat. I sincerely hope for both Harmony and Summer that these are gone baby gone situations and that they're safe with Morgan Freeman somewhere. Man, I'm not joking. I think about that movie quite a bit because people have talked about sympathizers and like they've actually kidnapped children and, they keep them safe in their house. I would have no problem with that. I'm just considering these parents. I don't think there's a change. Oh, hang on. We got some news. Amber, not to change the subject. I just seen where Kendall Ray announced she's pregnant. Man, I love her. Good for you, Kendall. She'd had some problems. That's a blessing.
Congratulations.
Children are a blessing, period.
They are, and you're a blessing, Kevin, and so's your phone, even though it's kicking you out.
Yeah, and so are all.
Wants to know: is it about your extended car warranty?
Is what now?
Is it about your extended car warranty?
No, it wasn't. But that's funny. It's just so aggravating, right? When that happens, it just throws you all off. But anyway, I can't control the phone.
Yep. Well, we'll get
if
you.
If I could, I would. Trust me.
We'll get you a laptop, and you know what? On that laptop, you can do, Kevin. This is going to blow your mind. You ready, Kevin?
Yes, ma'am.
You can watch your movie Tombstone. Now, if we're doing it live and you're like, oh, hang on, it kicked me out because I was watching Tombstone, we're going to know what you're really all about.
That's funny.
All right. And you can also videos like this. Go ahead, Kev.
There's always a laugh somewhere, right? A little bit of humor during these tragic, horrific, disturbing, pathetic cases,
We have to lighten it up.
Sometimes you got to laugh a little bit because, man, let me tell you something. If you just roll with it'll eat you up quick.
Nope, we keep it as light as possible. And I know, there's a few people. We're not everybody's cup of tea, if you know what I mean. Everybody has a different flavor of ice cream they want. We keep it as light as possible. We're not being disrespectful, but our mental health is important too.
I'm just going to piggyback off of that and say that's what we have Discord for. Our Discord is laughing it up and having fun, and we talk serious, but we also make jokes that lighten it up, and it makes it a lot easier to be on here every single day listening about this.
Yep.
And I'll tell you something else. This channel, some people may not realize it, this is a great place in chat to vent. If things are really bothering you, let it rip. Because that's the only way it's going to, that there's going to be an assist, for your attitude, for, everything. It is so great to have a place where people can truly vent their frustrations because theirs are just as important as ours.
Absolutely. Here's a comment I want to read. You guys are going to make me cry today. I just adore the relationship Brooks and Kevin have. Absolutely singular. They remind me of me and my dad. True story. I talk to Kevin more than I do my own dad.
Yeah, that'll put a lump in your damn throat.
Man, I cried like a baby on Kevin's birthday.
Aw.
Yeah.
We partied it up.
I'm just here to tell everybody Brooks is the real deal. So if you ever have any doubts, don't.
Well, nope. Kevin B., you're the real deal too, and that's a fact.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Scorpion said, Scorpion is the wild man in the bunch. Yep. I always get upset when Scorpion doesn't show up. And I'm getting ready to lose my shit again because Grand Meth is on the screen, guys. Psychosocial. These cases can break you. Exactly. That's the reason we have the Discord. Hell, we have a birthday room now. Kevin suggested a music room, which everyone loves. That thing's always hopping. We don't just talk about the cases and gloom and doom. We're not being disrespectful. We actually, in this community, we're friends.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact.
I'll back
I'm
that up.
63 years old and I've never had this many friends. How's that?
I
And
say
that's
good,
the truth.
I say good morning to everybody before I have my coffee.
That
My
takes a lot of
friend,
strength. That takes a lot of strength, Deb, because there's no way I can do that.
you know, my friends in Discord and on this channel absolutely outnumber any amount of friends I have ever had in my life. And that's a fact.
And we're not going anywhere. We're not going to let you go anywhere.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. These kids need a voice. And if my skin has to get so tough that a bullet can't even penetrate it, then let it be. Because I ain't going nowhere. Because these kids need a voice. You know?
I think I made it clear in the last show that before someone wastes up their oxygen or 30 seconds of my life that I'm never going to get back, they can kiss both sides of my ass first. Just me said, Brooks, can you drop your email? Yeah. CLL72020
at gmail.com.
And another thing I'd like to say, it's important to become a member and all that. And because to be a voice for these children, it isn't free. And that's kind of sucky in reality, but it's true. I mean, it costs money to talk about kids. And maybe it shouldn't be that way, but that's just the fact. So the super chats and all that helps a lot because YouTube time isn't free. Digital stuff that you need to talk about kids isn't free. So that's just the way it is. And I'm okay with that.
Sucks, but has to be done. Got to
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
platform to get it out there. You know what I mean?
Yep. Otherwise, we're going to be talking to the damn squirrels.
Well, the squirrels care more about these kids than their own parents do.
Yeah. I just seen
true.
5 of them go across the power line after each other. 5. Oh.
All right.
Kevin
Speaking
and
of,
the squirrels.
Squirrels, look what's on the screen.
Yeah, there's a squirrel.
Let her rip. Let's see what she has to say again.
It's a POS.
Yeah, for sure.
This one always, every time I see this, something else jumps out. I was watching it the other morning. I was writing stuff down and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So here we go. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
It's just hell. And she has made her choices, and that's all I can say. I'm just asking you, just for the children's sake, I do pray. It's just hell. And she has made her choices, and that's all.
It's just hell. It's just hell for who, Grand Meth? It's just hell for who, Grand Meth? She has better choices. Okay?
I'm just asking you, just for the children's sake, I do pray for harmony, and I did have something come to me today for the police that I thought may help, which I did tell the police I'm not going to give that out yet because I don't want to hinder it in any way.
Well, it didn't help because they didn't find Harmony. You're not hindering an investigation. You know what hindered this investigation? You never made a phone call in 2 years, Grand Meth, and said, by the way, I have never seen Harmony. At some point, she would have to visit her father and her stepmother. Something wrong. Amber, and she made her choices. Yep, and she did.
Yeah. If anyone hindered the investigation, it was you too, Grand Meth. You never said a damn word.
Nope, 2 years. 2 years. Cheryl Lynn, that's a darn rap. Grand Meth. She needs to hook up with Candace Hare. in East
Yeah.
Tennessee. You guys are both on Facebook. Please, let's get these two in contact. They have a lot in common.
That was absolutely an awesome comment.
Best friends forever.
Just please.
When did you see Harmony?
It was, I knew it was in the wintertime. I wasn't exactly sure when. And when I spoke to my daughter, she was telling me it was the day after Thanksgiving. Okay.
That last year in 2020 or
But when I spoke with my daughter, let me make myself a note. It was the day after Thanksgiving, 2019. We all know what day of the year in America we eat turkey. We know when Thanksgiving Day is. We know when the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade is. So this was on a Friday in November, the day after Thanksgiving. These are specifics, and it's awesome. And it's awesome.
I think it was in the winter. Now, you should know when it was, lady.
Well, and when she says, I'm glad you brought that up and reminded me. So when she says, I think it was in the winter, let's explain winter. It depends on what part of the country you live in. So they live in New Hampshire. Winter can be October to May, Grand Meth. You think it was in the winter. Okay, here winter is generally 2 months, January and February. Okay, that's what we got. Winter in the Northeast can be half the year. So, Lisa, I hope they offer Kayla a deal and she takes it. My thoughts on that are, Lisa, that they've put a ton of pressure on her. That's the reason she's sitting there with a cash bond, cash bail. I said it wrong again. And she's not saying anything. I think she can't. I think she's a little more involved. I think Grand Meth knows too. I don't think Grand Meth is involved, but I think Grand Meth, I think her and Candace Harris should get together, start a support group, get some support behind them on what to do when a grandchild goes missing and your daughter probably has something to do with it or is involved somehow. Let's roll with Grand Meth.
No, that was in 2019.
And did you ever ask your daughter where she was after that? Because you never saw her again?
Well, she told me that because they came here on the end of December during the holidays.
She's deflecting. This lady used a very, very nice tone. And she goes, did you ever ask her where she was after that? She deflects. Watch this. I'll replay this. She deflects. There's a lot in this video, guys.
Told me that because they came here on the end of December during the holidays, and they were here briefly. I asked her, I'm like, well, I expected Harmony to do that, and they said no. And I know they've been kind of living on the streets and in a car kind of thing. And well, she didn't say no. She said she's with her mother, and I didn't.
That's not what they asked, Grand Meth. Did you ever ask her when the last time you saw her? Now, at the beginning of the video, she said the day after Thanksgiving, but she's already forgot that answer. You guys following me? She's already forgot her answer. Now after she's asked that, she's got something else. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
Yeah, I think so much deflection, period. Just, we'll see more here in a second.
Question it because I don't know. I didn't know until all the news, the history of the family. And
yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know why you know the history of the family? Because they're just like you, Grand Meth. They're just like you.
Adam, for the first couple of years, was some sweet guy, and he's not. He is pure evil. He is.
Shut up, Grand Meth. He's got a teardrop tattooed on his fucking face. You never thought he was a sweet guy.
Yeah, and she knew that day one. She knew what kind of piece of shit he was. There's no way you wouldn't.
Right there, Mary Glick. No way in hell my grandson would live on the street or in a car. Never. Nope. Nope. Dr. Clark, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Brooks. Thank you. Sharon, thank you. Kind of living on the streets, eh? I have 3 grown children. They will always have a roof over their head as long as I'm alive. Let me tell you, Grand Meth. And if they don't want to behave, I'll figure something out for them. Grandbabies will not be living in a car. And we got 2 new members in here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This woman blows my mind. If WJHL ever went to Ben Hill Road and got Grandis out of the camper and did an interview, guys, it would look just like this.
Pure evil. So I hope, I really, really hope the information that came to me today that can help in the search for harmony. And that's really where my prayers are now, because my grandchildren will be with me, so I'm not going to be worried about them. And just please respect the privacy.
Yeah.
This is so scary for
Do you think
children.
harmony?
Well, and I've pointed this out a lot of times. Look at how she uses her hands. Look how she uses her hands. She's really in what I call convincing mode. She has to convince you of what she's saying. Lisa, is there an active search for harmony? Yep. They're working the case. As far as like a search and rescue, like we saw with Summer, they had it pretty much down to the house they used to live in. They were in the backyard. I don't know if it's too frozen and she could be back there. I don't know. But they are definitely working this case.
She's got her hands out like that because she's trying to push the truth away.
Agreed. It's a very telling sign.
Yeah. Oh, this is all scary. Oh, really, Grandma? Yeah, I bet Harmony was scared.
I bet Harmony was scared too.
Poor thing.
Terrified.
Yeah. Do you think Harmony's still alive?
I hope and pray she's still alive, but it's been 2 years.
But I hope and pray she's still alive. But
I'll see her in the resurrection.
But
yeah.
It's been 2 years. But it's been 2 years. Bullhorn Betty. From what I understand, they did. And I think that's the reason that they are really concentrated on that backyard. My heart to yours, blocking using her hands. Yeah. Grand Meth is a master.
So I don't know.
You got to be heartbroken over this.
I'm distraught. My body's been shaking every couple hours.
You're not distraught. You're not distraught.
Because I can't get away from it. You know what I mean? I can't not check the news. I want to know what's going on, and I have spoken to police several times.
Do you think your daughter had any involvement in her disappearance?
You don't need to check the news. You can get all the information from your daughter.
Told me that just as in her affidavit, and I drilled my daughter. Believe me, I asked. With her history, yeah, she used to be alive. But I know.
With her history, she used to be a liar. Tell you what, as a kid, I used to tell some tall tales. So I got myself into enough pickles as a child to realize that the outcome doesn't feel too good. She used to be a liar.
Yeah, and she doesn't need to check the news. She knows.
She has the source.
And when you say something and end it with but, that negates what you just said.
I love Betty Jo's comment.
Bullhorn Betty. Wow, another parent not emotional. This is insane. Girl, I've got filing cabinets full of them. If you look into the case of Michaela Jones, Bullhorn Betty, and what the police are not doing to prosecute a murder, you'd lose your mind.
And that's a fact, people. Brooks does have a file of them.
God. Scorpion. She's got to be medicated. No emotion there. See, and I've been thinking about this with this interview with her. Is she medicated, or is she scared of the outcome? Or does she really just not care?
She does not care, in my opinion. Not a fact. In my opinion.
She don't care. Jared said both. Yeah.
Oh, how to get the truth out of my daughter.
I know how to get the truth out of my daughter. There's $144,000 reward that she has been offered if she qualifies for it to give them information. If that type of cash, while she's sitting in jail, won't get the truth out of her, what does that tell you? Look at her face. Look at her hands.
She doesn't care.
Oh, she cares. She cares, but not in the same way we care. This isn't a care for Harmony. This is an oh shit about my daughter. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Crystal clear.
This is nuts. Grand meth?
The youngest daughter, her daughter wasn't born yet, and Harmony was with him. He dropped her off at work and he said to her, I am bringing Harmony to her mother. And then he came back later, I don't know how many hours, I don't know that.
Kayla made this whole story up. All right? Kayla made this whole story up. Kayla knew that Harmony was gone. She made this story up. I do believe that Grand Meth asked where Harmony was. Kayla made this story up. It would have been very easy for Grand Meth to get a hold of Crystal, who is very prevalent on social media. You can find her. I mean, hell, she checks message requests all the time. She's in communication with people. To just check and be like, hey, how's Harmony? She never did that. She never did that.
And what is so unbelievable, 2 years, that's 24 months. That's how many days? I don't know. I'd have to use a calculator. That nobody said nothing about this little girl. When Grand Meth damn well good knew that something was not right, but she just chose to. Unbelievable.
Jared and Teresa, is Grand Meth saying that she heard that from Adam firsthand? Nope. Kayla told her mother that. But Grand Meth says she knows how to get the truth out of her. By the way, thank you for becoming a new member. No. So we have another Candace Grandis situation where we're just taking the word of our daughter, our grown daughter.
That she was working at a Dunkin' Donuts. I've given all that information to the police, but Kayla said, where is he? She didn't say where she is. I don't know. I'm so confused right now.
All right. There's a lot right here. I'm sorry, guys, but we got to listen to that again because she's rambling, but it's in there.
I am bringing Harmony to her mother. And then
she did not hear Adam say that. This is what Kayla is telling her. She asked where Harmony was. I'm actually kind of surprised she did. Not going to lie. Going to give Grand Meth a break there.
came back later.
Go ahead, Kev.
That's 872 days. If that isn't, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours. I don't know that she was working at a Dunkin' Donuts. I've given all that information to the police, but Kayla said, where is he? She didn't say where she is. I don't know. I'm so confused right now.
But I don't know. I'm so confused right now. Do you know who gets confused and they don't know? People that can't tell the truth. Ask me what today is. I won't hesitate because it's the truth. Ask me something that I don't want to answer or I can't answer, then we got a problem. You're not confused, Grand Meth. You're not confused.
And when do you think that happened?
In my mind, what I tried to gather, and all the media has been great with trying to get all the information out there, and the social media I thought has been great too. But I think it happened like in a week period, and I think it happened.
Okay. Pay attention. Pay attention. It was reported that she was last seen October of 2019. But Grand Meth comes out and says Kayla saw her the day after Thanksgiving. Then Kayla says, I'm going to do this slowly so I don't lose anybody. Then Kayla says Adam took her to Crystal. No definitive date there. Now we have Grand Meth saying it happened in a week period. What do you know? It happened in a week period. It doesn't take a week to drive from Manchester, New Hampshire to Lowell, Mass to drop off Harmony. What is it and what happened in a week?
That's right.
Harmony's not an it. Harmony's not an it.
From December 6th till prior to December 6th. So December 6th, anytime after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving is December 6th.
So she knows way more. She knows way more than what she's telling. And I'm not saying that she should be telling these reporters. I want her to have a sit down with the chief of police in her town, not her town, but, you know, in Manchester. Explain what it is, because she's specific. The day after Thanksgiving, she specifically says December 6th. Okay. Am I making sense?
Yes, you are.
Absolutely.
Amber's got a laughy face and Scorpion. Scorpion got jokes? Scorpion got jokes today. Matrix, they have disassociated Harmony already. Yep. I go back to several cases. The most recent we discuss, obviously, is Summer Wells. Okay, so we just hear grandma. It happened in that week. That's a disassociation. We have Candace. I had nothing to do with this. Your daughter's not a this. Your daughter is a human being. Deborah, did it happen at her house? Whoo, Deborah.
On fire today.
Ooh, Deborah. We got the best chat. We do. We have the best community and best chat on YouTube.
Yes, we do.
That was smoking.
This is the 30th of the month, so it's like 6 to 7 days.
So it's the 30th of the month. She's big on the 30th of the month. A lot of people said that's when benefits come in. I don't know if it's the 30th, the 1st, or the 15th. I don't know. But she said the 30th of the month, and she's talking really fast, like she's rushing through it. She's rushing. You know, she's uncomfortable. She's confused, right? Well, she's not confused. The day after Thanksgiving, December 6th. Then we bring up the 30th of the month. She's giving information no one asked. That is always telling. Always telling. The 30th of the month. So what is it? What happened? What is it? It happened over a period of a week. Is this the sale of Harmony because they needed money? What is it? Normally when a child is sold, it's very, it gets solved very quickly, believe it or not. Very quickly. It's a very hard video to watch. If you guys want to watch it, call Marie Holland. That was solved within a day. It took a couple weeks to charge the mother, but they were on it.
Done and done.
Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, Cap.
Well, in my opinion, there's a lot more to come to this show with Grand Meth. And that's my opinion. I think there's a lot more that she knows. There's just, like I broke it down, 872 days. That is a long time not to say a damn word, Grandma.
Brooks, you're muted.
Oh, I did mute myself. Sorry. Okay. So in this 2-year period, all right, so I'm going to go with what she says. November, which the cops have changed their timeline. They have. It's no longer October. It's November 2019. All she had to do, if she was really concerned about Harmony, was reach out to Crystal. If Crystal said, "Not your business, leave me alone." Hey, okay, fine, whatever. But she didn't even try. Pat, so it sounds like the week is November 30th to December 6th. Yes. She knows something. Not saying she's involved. I'm telling you, Kayla has told her more than what she's letting out. You know why? 144G. She's dropping too much information.
So I think something happened in that week, and I don't know what day. I asked the police if they checked my daughter's records, because my children are brought up where they have to tell the truth and they have to fess up. And my daughter has broken every time for me in the past.
Nope, your daughter hasn't. You're saying that with your hands thrown up, as basically you're giving up. She wasn't brought up to tell the truth. We know why. She's sitting in jail right now for welfare fraud. She knew exactly Harmony was not with her, but she kept recertifying her. Okay. So she wasn't brought up to tell the truth. Sorry, Grandma, you lose again. And I got to go back real quick. I lost my thought. Hang on. She makes me so mad. Hang on.
The 30th of the month, so it's like 6 to 7 days. So I think something happened in that week, and I don't know what day. I asked the police if they checked my daughter's records, because my children are...
Now, what records is she talking about? Now, I said on the last show, she's talking about her cell phone records. What records? What records is she referring to? I really wish the reporter had been like, what records? Like, it's been looked at. Kayla didn't have any sort of police record in that week. She's meaning phone records. Wiggle Butts mom, welfare fraud is huge here in New Hampshire. It's huge in every state. That's why it's all too telling that Kayla's locked up for welfare fraud for $1,500. She knows something. Yeah.
She knows a lot more than she's saying.
And hey, Grandma, I wish they would tell me more. Yeah, like they're going to tell you.
Oh, they have.
I guarantee Kayla has. They have a very, this mother and daughter, they have a very codependent relationship.
I was talking about law enforcement, you know.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's a joke. They are not going to tell her everything. Sorry there, Grandma.
Nope. Even we heard the chief of police say earlier, we're not going to release any information on this case, which they never do, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They really shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't for sure. They're not doing it with somewhere else. They're not going to do it with this case either. I mean, but I don't know. It's just, it's heartbreaking.
When it comes to a head, they do, and it blows our minds every time.
That's right.
Brought up where they have to tell the truth and they have to fess up.
Liar.
My daughter has broken every time for me in the past.
No, she hadn't.
And I said to her, and I said to her, and I said to her, I said, are you sure? I said, what couple doesn't communicate about this and so forth? And I know.
Okay, what couple doesn't communicate about this? Again, we're talking about Harmony. What couple doesn't communicate? I'm going to fix this for you, Grandma. What couple doesn't communicate about when a child leaves their home and goes back to their mother's house? What couple doesn't communicate about this? I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this.
Those are the questions out there. My daughter does have a good heart, but I don't know what her...
If your daughter had a good heart, she'd be cooperating with law enforcement right now, and she'd bring an end to this. Your daughter does not have a good heart.
Heart was on this, but I do believe her.
But look at her face. But I do believe her. There's a lot of hesitation there. Look. But I do believe her. I want you guys to watch that again. If I'm boring you, let me know.
Never.
Nope.
Bullhorn Betty. Well, they did release the fact that Ellie doesn't believe that Summer was abducted. That was surprising. Yeah, when that came out back in the summer, yeah, the FBI card unit said there's no abduction. And I'm really waiting in this case for them to come out and say there's no abduction here. I'm surprised Adam and Kayla haven't tried to play that. So watch this.
Are you sure? I said, and what couple doesn't communicate about this and
About
so
this.
forth? And I know those are the questions out there. My daughter does have a good heart, but I don't know what her heart was on this, but I do believe her.
Look at her face. But I do believe her. Look at her face. But I do believe her. That's not the way that we answer a question. You know, your head would be nodding up and down. No, I believe her. No, I believe her. Look at her face. But I do believe her. But I do believe there's doubt. There's doubt.
She's hesitating there. She's totally hesitating.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. She is not acting like a parent of her daughter that's in jail for a horrific thing that happened to Harmony. Her behavior in this video is so telling, in my opinion. She not once sheds a tear or break. I'd have broke down and slammed the damn door.
Uh-huh. And again, we have the best chat on YouTube and the best community. Smart, smart, smart. Dr. Clark. Whoa. I don't know what her heart was on this.
On this.
Bingo. Pat. Don't know what her hurt was on this. WTF.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Laverne, answered a question with a question. There's only one reason to do that.
You're lying.
Mm-hmm.
Deflection.
Yep, look at her face.
Opposite day.
Grand Meth.
Her, she's staying very, very consistent in what she's saying.
No, she's not.
And I can tell by her. I'm her mom, you know? I can tell.
So that whole drop.
I'm her mom. I can tell.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
The only white knight in this case is Jameson.
You're right. Exactly right. I'm her mom. I can tell. You're defending your daughter. Your daughter is a reflection of you in your mind. And you do not want to be guilty by association. That's the reason you're acting this way. I'm her mom. I can tell. Well, if moms can tell and dads can tell, we wouldn't need detectives. Hey, I'm her mom. I can tell she's innocent. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. No, sorry, Grand Meth. Sorry.
Drop off, you're saying that's between Thanksgiving, December 6th,
Day after Thanksgiving and before December 6th.
2019.
Yes.
Okay.
And what's the significance of December 6th that makes that date stick in your head?
That date was reminded to me by my daughter because they were homeless and they needed a place to come. And I said, well, I don't really have a room, my landlord. So they were just here during the holiday, during that.
Okay, she brings up the holidays again. She's like, they were here during the holidays. The holidays are Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So they were, December 6th sticks out to her because they were homeless. They weren't just homeless that day.
Why didn't she march her ass down there and get her granddaughter out of the car they were living in? That makes me absolutely sick. Seriously, that is fucked up.
I agree 100%, Kevin B.
100%. Yeah. My phone is blowing up. What in the hell is going on over here? Yeah. She knows they're homeless. You've got 3 grandbabies living in a car. Hey, if Kayla and Adam can't be controlled and they're going to bring drugs and all other kinds of stuff into your house and cause havoc, your landlord is not going to have a problem with 3 grandbabies in the house. He's going to understand.
Leave their asses in the car. Rescue the kids. That's the adult decision.
You said Adam is the devil. Why?
Then she whispers, that's the time frame. She whispers, listen.
So they were just here during the holiday, during that time.
You said
December 6th is not a holiday.
Adam is the devil. Why do you say that?
He can sweet talk and swindle like he did with us for the 2 years, and then everything he points the finger at everybody else and talks up quite the storm, and it's a lot of he talks like jail talk. That's all I can
What
say.
about abuse? The allegation yesterday was he was abusive towards Harmony.
I don't know about that because I didn't have much when
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
hate
know
that it cut.
about that. Yeah, I didn't know about that. My
I
ass.
I hate that it cuts off right there.
There's a reason for that. I'll tell you guys in Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, she says some more stuff that it was. There's some screen recordings, but it gets all more telling. So does anybody want to get the link and come up and chat? If not, I'm going to start winding this down because it's been a day. Let me tell you. And this with Harmony makes me so mad. Blonderella, you're right. She is an enabler towards her daughter. Why don't some of these grandparents, and I don't mean the good grandparents in our community or people I know, because they'll walk through fire for their grandkids. Why do they take up for their children and not the kids? They take up for their grown children. We know of one in East Tennessee right now, hoarding toilet paper, eating Twinkies, and taking up for her daughter instead of her granddaughter. We've got one right here.
The thing is people are blaming CPS or whatever DCYS in this, and it's like Brooks has stated and reinstated. It's the parents. The parents are responsible. You put a child on this earth, you take care of them. If you can't, give them up. It's as simple as that, and that's a fact.
I wish it was that simple. It's insane. It's insane. Just me. Hey, I'm tired of you guys trying to use Kevin as bait. You can absolutely use Kevin as bait. You can use Kevin as bait.
Yeah.
Fed up. Crystal lied originally about how long it had been since she had seen Harmony. Yep. So I don't know why Crystal's not in trouble. She did. Bullhorn said she's trying to put the blame squarely on Adam. Exactly. Just like what Grandis is trying to do in East Tennessee. It's all Dawn. Cade 51, your device is not connected. Jared, you popped out. So I've seen some people come backstage. So Cade, connect your devices. Amber, in my opinion, Caitlin's children don't need to be with grandmeth. I don't think so either.
Nope. 872 days, and now, and then she just decides to step up. That is absolutely pathetic.
Yep. Jared, yeah, because somebody was knocking at her door. We saw the first time that they went to her door, and what happened there? You have to leave. You have to leave. You have to leave. Oh, okay. Pegasus, deflect, and more deflection. Yep.
Yeah, the first time you have to leave, and now she's talking.
Because she had time to get her story straight. She thought.
Right.
But she didn't know us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't listen to what they say. We listen to everything in between.
How they say it.
Mm-hmm.
Read between the lines.
What they volunteer without being asked.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Blonderella.
Boy, we've seen a ton of that in another case. And I know you know who I'm talking about.
Blonderella, pathetic, and that's a fact, Kevin. Yep. Jared said, I want to call in, but I'll wait. I'm much more versed in the Wells case. Well, you can chime in on this one. We're all learning together. Nobody's an expert here. Never. I don't expect anybody to come on panel, including myself, and be the all-knowing. No.
We wouldn't be up here if we were the all-knowing. We would be at the police station or whatever. You get what you get from the story, and then you give your opinion. So if you want to come up, even though you're not well versed in this case, come on up.
Yep, Harmony needs a voice. It's like Matrix said, children can't vote. I'm giving her a vote today. I'm
That's
giving her
right.
a vote today. We give a vote every day for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, oh, I would bet little Harmony was abused by grandma. Even if she turned a blind eye, that's abuse.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's wind this down, guys. I've kept you guys tied up. Remember, if I lose power overnight, I'm going to be live from the car. I'm going to do my best. Because we have 2 shows tomorrow. Summer, we're talking about lie detector tests. You're going to be really surprised what we've come up with about how effective they really are. I've said before, in cases, 2 things I'm never concerned about is rewards. This case is one check mark, and lie detector tests. There's a lot of reasons. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Also going to talk about a case out of Texas. It's very controversial. It's very triggering. It's hard to talk about. 2 brothers killed their stepfather for SAing their sister. They are in jail as we speak. So is their friend. That one's going to be tough. So, we all got to take a deep breath and get our cup of coffee or whatever calms us down to get through that one. So in the meantime, we're going to say goodbye to Deb, going to say goodbye to Kev. That almost rhymes. And send you guys off into your afternoon.
Go ahead, Deb.
I just wish everybody a great day. Hug your kids. Tell them you love them. I mean, that's Kevin's line. I'm gonna give it back to Kevin, but yeah, he's right every single day when he says that, and we love our Kevin B, and we love our chat, and I see a lot of new names in here. So hey, hit that subscribe and hit that bell, hit the like button. It's a free way to help the channel out. So that's a great thing if you can do that. And I'm giving it to Kev.
See you in Discord, Deb.
Bye.
Bye, hon.
Bye, Deb. Yup. And like I always say, if you have kids, hug them, tell them you love them. If you don't have kids, tell a family member. If you don't have family members, tell your pet. But most of all, tell yourself, because you are loved and you can show love.
Well, Kevin, you're not told enough how much you're appreciated and how much I love you and everyone here does.
Well, thank you so much. Seriously, I get almost embarrassed, because that just means so much to me. It really does, and I appreciate everybody. And I'm just some old 63-year-old guy that just has a heart for these kids, and I just can't sit around and not be a voice. It's just it drives me absolutely insane. But this channel, I appreciate this channel so much, and thank you, Brooks.
Well, we appreciate you. I'm going to read Amber's comment. Brooks, please stay safe, and if you can't go live, don't worry about it. We'll be here when you get back. We're
There you
expecting
go.
up to 17 inches of snow by Thursday here in Indiana. Woo! Better rush the store. You got that right. Got to get that milk and bread. Got to get that milk and bread.
Make sure if you do your live, you have OJ with you in the car.
Got to bring my cat with me.
Yeah.
Gotta bring my cat with me. All right, guys, sending you off to your afternoon. I'm going to do my best to be live tomorrow. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'll get it done. And everyone, be safe overnight. There's a bad storm coming through. You guys are the best chat on YouTube, the best community, hands down. Our mods, you guys are the bomb diggity. Kevin, let's sail them off till tomorrow.
Well, bye, y'all, and I hope you have a stellar day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.